In this video, I want to talk about Bill 32 and why you should vote to opt in. So Bill 32 is titled Restoring Balance in Alberta's Workplace Act, and it was passed by the United Conservative Party government on July 7th, 2020. And this bill has a very misleading title. It purports to be restoring balance, which sounds like a good thing because we all are supposed to support equality and fairness, and balance is something that we're kind of trained to instinctively think is good. But what Bill 32 actually does is it takes power away from unions and tips the scales of power in favor of employers. And remember, I always talk about power and how the employer inherently has a lot of power and employees or workers don't have much. And unions help give us power to have a level playing field with the employers. And this bill is talking about balance, restoring balance. But what it's actually doing is it's restoring a lopsided power dynamic where the employer has more power over the workers. And one of the ways that Bill 32 does this is by legislating that members of a union must opt in to paying dues for non-core activities or they'll be opted out by default. So what is a non-core activity and why is this a big deal? Well, the legislation defines non-core activities as political activities, social causes, charities, non-governmental organizations, or organizations supportive of a political party. So in essence, Bill 32 seeks to defund various social projects that our union supports. And these social projects benefit workers and foster progressive civil society. Specific examples of non-core activities that have benefited us include paying dues to the Alberta Federation of Labor, and who has successfully lobbied the federal government for pro-worker legislation. We've provided funding to the Parkland Institute, which led to the creation of the report Lights and Sirens, the critical condition of EMS in Alberta, which helped shed light on the crisis we were experiencing during the COVID-19 pandemic. We've sponsored members to participate in community fundraisers, which helps us build goodwill in the community. And our union also makes donations to charitable causes such as food banks and women's shelters. So, as I've mentioned before, unions are comprised of workers. And our union is a democratic organization. And we, the workers, because we comprise the union, we deserve to have control over how our organization is ran. Bill 32, it's a partisan attack on our union and our agency to collect and spend our union dues as we see fit. Remember, those union dues belong to us. It's our money that we work hard for, and we choose to give it to the union to help support ourselves and to have a strong financial union that is able to be effective to accomplish what we want as workers. It all belongs to us. Bill 32 is an attempt to silence our voice and limit our impact in the communities that we serve. As a union, we pride ourselves on supporting causes that we care about and advancing interests that benefit our communities. So you might be asking yourself, how much money will I save if I opt out of paying into non-core activities? And the answer is not much. A member who opts in to paying non-core activities will pay 1.4% of their gross wage. So that's the standard union dues that would be deducted from a member's paycheck, 1.4% of your gross wages. A member who chooses to opt out will pay 1.324% of their gross wages in union dues. This is a reduction of 0.076%. That's all you're going to save when you opt out of non-core activities, which is what Bill 32 wants you to do. So for a member making $45 an hour, working 37.5 hours per week, they would save about $2.66 on each paycheck by opting out of non-core activities. So this may not seem like a lot, and it's not on an individual level. But keep in mind that HSAA has 30,000 members. So this small amount on an individual level is actually a large amount on a big scale for our union. And all those great things that we like to do with that money to pursue those causes that are important to us and important to our community, to help advance our interests, to help support others who need our help, we can't do it because we miss out on that huge chunk of revenue through our union dues. This is what's at stake with Bill 32 and opting in. So by this point, I really want you to understand that Bill 32 isn't just about politics. It's also about those social causes, those community involvement initiatives that our union likes to pursue. It's really anything that's not directly related to our core union business. But with that being said, the part that people really like to zero in on is the part about politics, political involvement of unions, and how members now have to opt in for their portion of their dues to be spent on anything political. And a really common talking point you're going to hear, especially from the UCP, especially from anti-union organizations, is they're going to say, well, unions shouldn't be involved in politics. And to that I say this: politics are involved with unions. Unions have no choice but to be involved with politics. Government legislation, programs, and policies affect us as workers, they affect our families, and they affect our communities. We need to have a strong voice to advocate for our elected public officials to represent the working class and advance our interests in all aspects of our lives. For example, things like the Canada Pension Plan, occupational health and safety, universal public health care, unemployment insurance are just a few examples of political issues that greatly affect our well-being. Bill 32 is specifically designed to silence our collective voice on social and political issues that are directly linked to our livelihoods. The government should have no say whatsoever in who or what we support as workers. So please consider voting to opt in to the non-core portion of dues. It's important to strengthen our union and give us the power that we need to achieve our goals. Thanks for watching another video. I hope you learned something. I'm always willing to have discussions about this stuff. You'll find my contact info on the local unit executive contact sheet. I look forward to having some discussions with you guys, and stay safe out there.